Welcome everyone, Costin here with a guide for unlocking Boris Ursus for Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires, which will require you to play a campaign as Katarin, at least to an extent, in the Realms of Chaos. And to capture the three main Kislevite cities, Kislev, Prague, and Erengrad, which is way over here to the west. Now, there are quite a few good ways of doing so. First off, get the trading agreement and military access with the Druzina Enclave, and then look at the other diplomatic options that are available with the Brotherhood of the Bear. Ignore the Ostermark and ignore ignore Osland. Now, this is unmodded, with the exception of one mod to auto-resolve quest battles, which you could do without. Now, Katarin does start with a level 2 Kislev in the campaign, as opposed to level 1 in Immortal Empires. I'm going to get a stall. I'm also going to get a Tallow Keeper's Guild. Now, generally speaking, I do these videos on Legendary. I've set it to very hard, so I can save before the quest battle, because you have to get those cities, hold them for 10 turns, and then you get the quest battle that will unlock Boris Ursus. Another way to unlock Boris Ursus is, of course, to use a mod. And finally, you can also use a save before the quest battle from someone to then fight the quest battle and unlock Boris Ursus, either fighting him manually or getting a mod again to auto-resolve said quest battle. Now, I'm also going to set, just for the sake of speed, I'm going to set the battle difficulty to easy. This is about doing this as quickly as possible. You could, of course, set the campaign difficulty to easy as well, but believe it or not, you don't necessarily need to do that to dominate the campaign. So anyway, I am going to auto-resolve this first battle. Now, in Immortal Empires, Katarin is by far and away the weakest of the Kislevite legendary lords, but in Realms of Chaos, she might actually be the strongest. The reason is, she has some nice benefits to control. She does start with a level 2 Kislev. Boris, even if you play him, doesn't start close enough, and Consolidating has some issues getting access to a city. So we're gonna get a Root Marcher over there and start getting cold storage. It is ridiculous how trivial this campaign is in Realms of Chaos compared to Immortal Empires. That's because you have a lot more opportunities to expand. Now, I am going to invoke Ursun to get those extra sweet supporters. One turn has passed, so I am also going to recruit a lord, strong lord, and I'm going to start getting Kossars with long spears, with spears. With Ursun invoked, I will start gaining supporters for Kislev. Now, here's an interesting situation. If you are playing Katarin in Realms of Chaos, she has a bunch, so does Costin, but it really benefits Katarin. She has a bunch of quests that will give her some fairly tangible rewards. Now, getting access to Prague is easy enough. You do start at war with them. They're your natural expansion point. Now, I'm going to move to the very edge of the territory here and also get more Kossars. Start getting some armored Kossars. You do want to get that army pretty quickly in this campaign. Though bear in mind, of course, your economy is going to struggle on maintaining 2 entire armies. But this is where all the quest rewards that Katarin has come in handy.
Our gods watch over us. With this, we stand against chaos.
Cancel research at the start of a turn, or pause it rather. That way, you will be able to. That way, you will be able to benefit. You will be able to benefit by quite a significant amount if you do get access to
This land is mine.
if you get access to a student. Get firing drills, always get firing drills. For her, get biting wind. And we do have that ogre camp. You do want to wipe it out very quickly. Now, easy battle difficulty will change the way the AI behaves on the campaign map as well. It's not just like, oh, it affects your auto resolve, it affects the AI in battle. No, it also affects their behavior on the campaign map. So over here, regardless of difficulty that you're playing on, over here, everything that I'm doing in this video you can certainly do, even if you're playing on Legendary, by the way. Though you would have to fight these battles manually. So there's our financial issues taken care of. Let's force marcher now. There's no army inside there. I'm going to cancel this so I can build a church. And in point of fact, I am going to get more armored Kossars. You don't want to get armored Kossars when available. On a higher difficulty, you might need to merge these armies together to take Prague, continue the research for Troll Country Pathfinder, and start getting a second Ice Mage. Now, one great thing about Katarin's position is that
Mistress of Ice.
She does sit on a major caravan trading node.
By blade and thrust.
Okay, let's capture Jakova over there.
One land.
Gospodar by blood. I said march.
Okay,
Take me there.
and this army can certainly tackle quite a lot in its own right by now. Once she's gotten to level 7, like, you just stop spending skill points past level 6 until she gets level 12. That's because you want to unlock her entire special skill line.
Ice Queen of Kislev.
Now, if you see a Cathayan caravan moving through your territory, you knock it out. That will greatly aid you in terms of your economy.
None shall question me.
Alright, move Katarin over here. Start moving this army next to Prague. Let's get Perfect Vigor. Not necessarily the best skill over there.
Mistress of Ice.
Still waiting to see if there is going to be a Cathayan caravan marching through my territory. There is one. Or is there?
My natural domain.
Not yet. Now, keeping them in ambush stance is useful.
Go with pride. Stamp out chaos.
That's a full stack of troops.
One land.
That might not be something I can defeat. Okay, so get army protection. Or I should be able to defeat it. But maybe with a delay. Sometimes that army will start marching
Highborn son.
towards Kislev itself. Just gonna pull back Katarin.
I have greater concerns.
Okay. Or actually, no, pulling back Katarin is a mistake.
It suits my purposes. March.
But wait another turn. Get Stalker. Unbreakable is a useless skill for Kislev. Simply because
Bow to me. Never yield.
simply because they're heroes. And their army in general is very, very difficult to break. Okay, we still have an invocation of Ursun. And with these two armies,
I do it for Kislev.
A bold strategy.
alright, just gonna auto-resolve it then. Obviously on a higher difficulty this would have been a far more difficult battle to tackle.
Kislev's chosen. seeking power.
And now we start moving on to Prague. By this point, you should be able to do this. Why is that? Well, because they start a war with Frat, and Frat is going to wipe them out. Now, of course, he's also going to attack you. Pretty early on in this campaign. Gonna get an Ataman for 10% income. Also switch the commandment to 5% more income to all buildings.
Mistress of Ice.
And start, get rid of that, get this to tier 2, get rid of the barracks.
Come, sit. Let us.
Now, you're not at war with Trog, by the way. This army is going to be disbanded. And I've also gotten Frostfang because the Confederation I did counts for...
Your head will adorn Kislev's battlements.
It counts towards... what you need to do to get... that. Now, Kostalten may or may not end up in a war.
So,
I will listen, but my time is...
Empire's blessing.
It is night.
May or may not end up in a war with Frat. Generally speaking, though, I will argue that he does end up in a war with Frat. Okay, so I've got the Nice Witch. That caravan is going to still move forward. One of the things I am going to do to potentially take advantage of that caravan is also get some recruitment options there. One of the great things about keeping your second army like that in ambush stance is the AI will make decisions based on your perceived strength in an area in particular. And if the AI perceives you to be weak, then they will attack. So over here, Frat might just send one army, unsupported. Just turn that off. He might send one army unsupported to attack your territory. By the way, if you see a Kafang caravan and you're within range, just go and attack it. But yeah, generally speaking, it's going to be fairly easy to get the Confederation going. And a lot of caravans will pass by Kislev city itself. Within range of the garrison, you can rely on the garrison to help you out. So, already...
Highborn son.
I've wiped out Prague's main army. I'm going to lay siege to Prague
Hack them apart.
with this army. You need to be careful about Frat, though.
A bold stratagem.
And I'm actually going to move that back to local recruitment capacity.
Lord of all.
Now, over here, we are going to get some timber. For Jakova. And get a church. Although, I should be mindful of the fact that my invocation of Ursun is going to expire next turn, so I might want to wait with that. Now over here, once you've completed most of your stuff,
It wastes my time. Cloak yourself.
once you've completed most of your
Never yield.
objectives there, get pirates' weapons. Now, Katarin's gonna stay where she is. How you handle this situation depends obviously on how things do develop in your campaign.
Defy chaos.
But generally, the Bjorslings are going to come and attack you. Alright, so I'm just gonna wait a bit more.
All the motherland stands behind me. You have no hope.
Okay, no.
Hearts of ice.
And just take Prague. Yeah, just that easy. Well, not so easy, but still. And thus I have the 3 main Kislev cities. I've gotten a Patriarch event. One of the things Katarin does certainly have a major advantage in Realms of Chaos as opposed to Immortal Empires really is the fact that she gets access to
I deserve a larger retinue.
she gets access to all of
Another
this
time.
useful stuff.
For the motherland.
Well, I may regret that.
Kislev never falters.
Okay,
The
just get a
queen
bit of extra
demands their
devotion.
heads.
That devotion, by invoking Ursun, is going to be pretty great.
Kislev endures.
The reason it's going to be so
Bring me
great
to my tent.
A commandment from Tor.
lies in the fact that
This is mine.
it will allow me to invoke Ursun again. And with invoking Ursun again, Trog's
Reject any who crave
mighty
power.
army is going to start taking significant amounts of attrition. Get the growth one. If you get an Ataman with growth, use him, because you want that growth. Now, if Trog does attack Erengrad, he might win. Sure. It was a bit of an unfortunate development here. Not gonna lie.
The right to rule.
Now, supporter-wise, I am at 25, Costin is at 30. But yeah,
My power is
the attrition that I have started here will significantly weaken his army.
The winds of magic twist into.
Okay. I would not recommend fighting that battle, by the way, as it can be a fairly nasty engagement in a lot of substantial ways.
spread our orthodoxy.
Endless veneration. Kislev the enduring.
But I could have endured the siege a bit longer, get the clay pit anyway,
Boyar of Kislev.
and move this army into an ambush stance. Because if Fraught attacks with just one army, I'm going to wipe him clean off.
Seeking power.
Start moving this army over here.
I demand absolute loyalty. I accept only
Get Kossars with spears for the anti-large benefit. And then upgrade this particular Ataman Observant. Always focus on those kind of province buffs as opposed to combat ability, because the combat skills aren't so very relevant. I mean, they are nice, but you can get them through the regular skill line as well.
Let us
Alright, so
discuss
Fraught
the
has
events.
moved over there. It might be better to not accept a confederation from Erengrad, by the way. For the simple reason that accepting confederation will make your early situation harder. But, I mean, if you're playing on a difficulty like this, obviously, then it doesn't matter.
The motherland fights as one. The Tsarina.
Alright, so they wiped out the Brotherhood of the Bear over there.
highborn son.
This army is gonna go for this particular settlement.
The motherland never falters. Kislev's chosen. I deserve a larger retinue.
Oh, and one thing that I shouldn't ignore is that I have an ice witch ready for deployment.
Ice quartz shall provide.
No higher.
Now, supporter-wise, I'm still a bit behind, but I will go up ahead.
I stand for Kislev.
This is my right. Motherland never falters.
Let's get some replenishment there. Gonna be very much needed.
I demand absolute loyalty.
Get some regular Cossars over there.
Winter's Skull.
Dismiss the barracks. It's not gonna be so important right now. And now, with all these free cities, all I need to do is just wait. Wait for the quest battle to appear. Everything you do after this point is just fluff. As long as you hold the free major Kislev cities. Fraught is your main concern when it comes to that, but he can be managed, so to speak.
Priest of the great orthodoxy, kneel before me.
Okay, we're gonna start improving the economy here. Getting another ice switch, getting more patriarchs when available, get that clay pit. And lay siege to Hell Pit itself. I'm the strongest faction by far. Now, outside of one particular battle, or maybe two, I didn't necessarily gain any particular advantage for playing on easy here. And the battle was against
Yes?
was against
Greetings
Prague.
on behalf of the Empire. Now what brings you here with us?
Sigma's will.
But how
Yes,
Prague's main
what?
army moves can vary quite a lot. And you may actually benefit by making a temporary peace with these fellows as opposed to just wiping them out. I say that because I make that particular point.
Gospodar by blood. Only the most skilled may serve.
Alright, so I'm going to put them into encamp stance and just get 2 more units. For Prague, I'm going to get it to level 2. Gonna get the stalls as well.
Wintertide's child.
Get Hailstorm, full on.
Gifts
Get scouting.
Baron of the Mother.
That said,
Kislev endures. Yes.
you may also benefit by wiping these guys out because they will each give you, of course, devotion. And that is important.
Kislev's wrath.
Because I need devotion for churches.
Stay healthy, Kislevites.
Born
That I'm simply lacking right now.
Kislev endures. Now and forever.
Alright, another church. Excellent.
All cold.
Get Ice Court Informer. Get Tempest. Research-wise, I am going to get improved lookouts
With
for the
this,
extra
we stand against
recruitment
chaos.
capacity. For him, get replenished. I mean, the way the campaign works out obviously can depend. Like, sometimes the Brotherhood of the Bear does survive against the tidal wave of forces arrayed against them. Sometimes they don't.
Unparalleled authority.
By the way, all the armies that I have here are completely disposable.
They are one.
Except Katarin's, of course. Now, I'm just maintaining an encamp stance here because I need my second army to finish off the Skaven here. But between myself and Castalton, we should be able to do it. That was a bit of an unfortunate turn of events, but we will be able to manage our way out of that.
Follow the frost.
Get that to level 2.
Boyar of Kislev.
Set camp at once.
My decision is law. It cements
And lay
my
siege to
power.
Hell Pit at this point.
Face my ire.
Valkia is coming. Oh boy. Oh dear.
The great Who calls?
True savages.
None shall question me.
I'll give these guys this much. They did at least offer a peace tree. Get Erengrad to a higher level. You want to get this particular structure, the Tanner's Guild, or you can get the one for unit recruitment. Or you can get both, really. Both can be pretty good as well.
My power is epic.
Everyone's declaring war against me.
In the names of Ur.
This is becoming a major issue. Not gonna lie.
Kislev, the enduring.
Alright, so the cost of invocations has been lowered. Now, holding Help It is a dicey proposition, to say the least. Especially when you've got Valkia tearing down on you.
Ice Queen.
Because she's got a fairly substantial army that you're just poorly equipped to tackle in a lot of ways. Gonna get another Patriarch, one with Vanguard.
We offer prayer.
Over here, upgrade this to a higher level, upgrade this. Get furs. And also, well, just wait for a moment. Though I could get the Streltsy recruitment.
Highborn son, Lord of all.
Bow to me. There will be no sleep.
Bow to me.
By putting him in ambush stance, I'm going to ensure Valkia does something
This,
foolish.
my rule is absolute.
I can also give
Of Kislev's land.
What do you ask?
I can give
of
Help
the
It
Supreme Patriarch
to Castalton,
as the-
So,
ensuring even greater advantages. Get that peace treaty with Trog.
hunger, endless hunger.
But yeah, right now, just need to survive for a decent amount of time. Also need more devotion. And another church would be nice as well. So it seems Valkia was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm getting the hell out of there. Alright, let's get that choir burial.
Defy chaos. My rule, my decision.
If you can keep the Brotherhood of the Bear alive, though it's not necessarily something you can control, so to speak.
Patriarch of
The devotion there is going to be nice, as it will allow me to get another church.
This is my right.
Now, Valkia is an absolute nightmare,
Your
but
mother Kislev.
I'm pretty certain,
Stand by authority.
and I'm just gonna do a test here, but I'm pretty certain that with the multiple armies that I do have, oh, she would actually win. Holy shit, that's rough. Okay, so set it to easy. They'll win on easy, of course.
Dogs without word.
But yeah, obviously I could have retreated, gotten the hell out of here on a lower.
Advance for Kislev.
This land is mine.
Difficulty.
Let them come.
Accept suffering.
Now, with all I've picked up, I am going to... Well, I'm not going to get any special structure. I would normally, but I don't have the devotion right now. I'm not. It's not like I'm swimming in devotion at the moment in my campaign.
March with pride and verve.
So she's going to take back Fort Chikova.
One land.
And even if they turn around and attack her,
Mistress
it's
of
like,
Ice.
yeah, she's going to win. Get everything.
Endless veneration.
Alright, these armies can go and support Erengrad, because Erengrad might very well come under attack over here.
Lord of all.
For him, get more in firing drills. So we've got the Demon Prince and friends showing up. That is great. That is great. Heroic Resilience is always a useful skill for her. And that will be it.
Your blood will.
You're on your own, my friend. Ooh, Castalton, poor Castalton. He's in a world of trouble, I gotta say.
The shield of the old world.
Always go with Devotion as a post-battle option.
By the four as one.
Ice Queen.
Get Traditionalist.
Kislev's chosen. Move or die. Face my
And that is
ire.
Frat's last stand, so to speak.
No higher authority. March. Pain is irrelevant.
So now I just need to hold these cities for a couple of more turns. That is all that is required over here. Nothing more.
None shall question me.
Kislev never falters.
I've been looking forward to this. Prepare to be ripped to shreds.
Now, I would recommend accepting this peace treaty for a while, because going that far north, well, you might have more important things to do early on in a campaign like this.
I submit. Understood.
Who calls?
Kneel to Ursun.
By the way, fun fact, by this point in your campaign, you might have a ridiculous amount
Hack them apart.
of caravans passing through your territory. They can potentially raid and
Another province for
take
me.
advantage of. Alright, so that is a student.
Ours is the side of truth.
Yep, get the money from
So, what? Yes?
The
Castalton.
celestial blacksmith.
and she's now gotten all of this unlocked. Get Guardian Call,
is
that's a
mine.
useful ability to have. Hawks of Miska.
Never yield.
Heroic Resilience, always good.
Kislev's chosen.
And we're gonna try and... Well, actually we're not. We're gonna march on Osland. These armies, yeah, they're both gonna be marching on Osland soon enough. Like, let's get Marble. Kisa will soon, Prague will soon go to a higher level. Over here, we're gonna get Ice Court
Use this
Indoctrination.
wisely.
That's a bit more control, more replenishment. Ursun's Roar towards Battlehem. And we're going to awaken the land. So now that I've stabilized my territory, and keep in mind, keep in mind you can do this all on legendary even. All that I've accomplished. Sure, some of the, like beating Valkia would not have been something that I could have accomplished on
Roll out.
on legendary, but she doesn't always come. Like, sometimes you get in a rough situation, other times it's much easier to tackle the problems.
Onward. Never
So
falter.
we're moving into the Ostermark to conquer the whole damn thing. No joke. No bloody joke. We're still earning supporters for 2 more turns.
Gospodar by blood.
And I can invoke Ursun again for a relatively low price. Okay. There's gonna need one of those armies is going to need to go help Erengrad.
Your Highness.
And there we go. That's all you need to do. It's called the Frozen Falls quest battle. And all you need to do is fight this quest battle. I am just going to save here. I will provide... actually... I will provide this save. My recommendation...
The Tsarina
my recommendation over here is
suits my purposes.
just get an Attrition quest battles mod to be able to do this. The battle itself is not particularly hard.
Victory by blade and thrust.
Okay, so once you do that, you will get Boris as recruitable legendary lord for your faction.
This is mine.
And there we go. That is all that is required.
Ursun's command.
On your feet.
Now Aslan seems to be marching against me. But yes, that is all that is needed when it comes to that. The quest battle itself is not especially brutal, by the way.
Boris Ursus himself. What do you ask?
And now my armies are poised to sweep all before them.
Tsarina's duty.
They are well.
Anyway, that's all there is to it. Costin here signing out. Actually, let's just get the best of the court.
A tool to keep chaos.
And stay tuned for more. So yeah, you can either use the save I've provided, or you can do it yourself if you follow in these steps.
Ice Queen of
Just remember, that it is very easy to get this confederation going. Oh, and I kind of realized there was no styles. Alright, that was a bit of a mistake and a kick W moment over there on my part. But yeah, stay tuned for more. Because I was screwing over my economy without that.